Hey, what's up, Technoids? Elric here once again on the Motherboards.org YouTube channel. Today we're going to bring you an unboxing and first look for us and a comparison between the standard reference GTX 680 and the DirectCU 2 top card from our friends over at ASUS. Now, if you guys happen to miss the video that we did yesterday on GPU Boost, you should really check it out. It explains a lot of difference about why having a card like the DirectCU 2 top card will actually help you not only have your card run a lot longer, but actually give you much more headroom on overclocking. Nowadays, the overclocking only comes via the GPU boost. Traditional overclocking, like in the old days, is completely gone. It's a whole new ballpark. So check out the video where we tell you how to use a GPU boost and also how to overclock your new NVIDIA cards. So that said, let's jump in and let's take a look at what comes in these boxes. Essentially, there's going to be the same amount of parts and stuff, as far as the accessories go, but there's going to be big differences as far as the cooling and everything goes. So I'm just going to start out real quick here with this one. Right in the front, you guys know these guys have GPU Tweak. That's their software that allows you to do all the overclocking and everything. This card is totally reference based. So there's nothing about this card that's different than the card that you get from the people over at NVIDIA from any one of their partners on launch day, except for the sticker says, obviously on this one it's going to say ASUS. Now a lot of you guys ask how to say it, and JJ has told us how to say it. It's basically A, and then just like Dr. Seuss, Seuss. Yes, I get corrected every day because sometimes I even slur my speech because I think faster than I talk. So, anyways, we're going to go in here. Top accessories box. I think that this card right here might not even have any because this was just one of the traveling boxes that JJ was using on his tour. So I don't even think this one's going to have accessories, so we'll just ignore the accessories part of that. I really just wanted to show you guys the differences in the cards, basically. So here we take a look at the reference-based card. Now, obviously, the plastic on here, it's not just a sticker. It says ASUS on it, so they actually put their own little plastic cover on here. But underneath, it's the guts of a reference card. So we're just going to take a look at that real quick. Then we're going to set that down. We're going to get to the heart of the matter. What we're really here about today is the DirectCU 2 top card. 20% cooler and 14 dB quieter. Has heat pipes to direct contact with the GPU, hence the DirectCU, which is direct copper connecting to it. This card features a 1201 megahertz GPU boost. It actually goes higher than this. Once again, refer to the video yesterday and you'll see that. They have their Digi Plus VRM, super alloy power for stable overclocking. Now, the VGA hotwire, folks, I think I made a mistake on the GTX 670. I might have said that it had that. It doesn't. It only comes actually on the flagship card. What that means is that this video card can actually be directly hotwired to the top of the line motherboards in the Republic of Gamers series, and you can use all the features of the power and everything else directly through the BIOS of your motherboard. Really cool stuff. 2 gigabytes of GDR5. Flip it around. These are the components right here that are very important, though. The Digi Plus VRM, the super alloy power, the capacitors, the choke, and all that, all these superior parts right here are actually what really keep the card running cool as far as the electricity goes. And then the heat pipes and all the direct stuff, that actually keeps the card running cool. So what you have, all the components keeping the card running cool, all the components keeping the card running electrically perfect. And then here, once again, we see the VGA hotwire. Well, it tells you about hotwiring the card directly to your motherboard. So let's pop the card out of the box. I don't even need a trusty knife here. Just got to get my little finger and nail in there. Pull it out. Pull it out of the box here. There we go. Alley-oop. Now this one will have the full accessories package. Should have anyways. Get your drivers and all that stuff in here. Little speed setup guide. Your SLI bracket, your power connector here from Molex to your power, and that looks about it. Now this may not be the complete full series, folks. I took these cards from JJ when he was down on the tour, so I just wanted to make sure we get them out so you folks could see them. First of all, let's just set these cards right next to each other side by side so the cameraman can show them. Now if bigger is better, then you can obviously see that the DirectCU card is going to be much more of a lady pleaser. Now, unfortunately, I admit I'm underhanded here, and I didn't actually bring in the measuring tape to show you guys the differences, but you can just see that there's a very large difference between the two, other than really the rear I/O. The rear I/O is identical. Still got 2 DVIs, DisplayPort, and your HDMI. Those are completely identical. Beyond that though, that's where the card totally changes. So here, as we take a look at the actual card itself, let it be known that everything from the PCB all the way up has been custom redesigned by the people at ASUS. They don't use any type of reference stuff in their design at all. Turning the card sideways, you can see on this card it looks like there's actually 2 layers of PCB, but that's not true. There's the PCB, and then there's a very protective back shield that goes across the entire back of the card. Makes it easy to set the card down. If you're moving the card around a lot and doing testing, this is very important. It'll keep the card from getting shorted out as well. You see the reference card has nothing like that whatsoever on it. So right there you can see there's just big differences in the card's makeup. All the capacitors underneath are all made of high quality components. Hence their 3 phases that they use in their car, which talks about their chokes, their capacitors, and all that stuff. I'm going to flip it around and show you guys the back of the card. You can see the ends of the copper right here. They're purely evident. It's kind of cool looking down there to the card too. From my angle over here, it looks sort of like a scientific spaceship. Got all the grills from the fans all in there. Spin it to the side. Here we see the power connectivity. We have a single 6-pin and a single 8-pin connector. Flip the card around again so you folks can see it from this side. Also, I'm going to turn the card up. You can see right here are both of the SLI fingers. So you know this system will be able to be used in a 4-way SLI configuration. Some people say quad, but actually NVIDIA says that's not the correct way to say it. They prefer 4-way SLI. So flip the card around again. I mean, you guys saw the back plate, but I'm going to show it to you guys again. I really like this. Totally covering the card. Now, a lot of the components you can't see are all underneath this shroud, but you can see there's 2 fans. There's a much larger area being cooled. So underneath, all of the heat pipes and everything are going to be dissipating the heat away from the GPU, and then these fans are going to be further just blowing and dissipating that heat away from the card. If you take a look at the video that we did yesterday with JJ, he'll show you that having a card that runs cooler and has better electrical components being run in it actually leads to better boost, which in turn results in what? Overclocking. So here it is, folks. This is the DirectCU 2 Top, geared for overclocking with all of the great features that ASUS is known for. Here's the little reference card sitting next to it. You can see the DirectCU 2 Top is one hell of a beast.